Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge Review Series for the 3rd of February to 19 and 91, back when wrestling was something worth watching. In any event, the build to WrestleMania 7 has begun, which is a good thing. WrestleMania 7, of course, headlined by Hogan and Slaughter. Not exactly the most charitable of enhancement matches or main event matches there, but needless to say, certainly worth taking a peek at if you're into the old school 1991 thing. And I mean, just thinking that that's over 30 years ago now. Good gosh, it was a long time as a fan for me. Anyway, I was a little kid during this time period, so the Wrestling Challenge years are certainly something I greatly enjoy. We open with the Mountie in a enhancement match here. Also, the Hart Foundation and Orient Express will be part of the process later in the day. And Fuji basically encouraging Hart or Tanaka and Kato to get ready for the Tag Team Championship match with the Hart Foundation in quick order. Also, we kind of get a go-around with lots of aggression there. The British Bulldog opening the matches up here in an enhancement match for his tandem and or his singles run, and the Bulldog facing off against an enhancement talent, hitting the shoulder tackles, basic stuff. Davey Boy Smith pinning Carl Nelson with a running power slam, 128, 90 seconds is all he needs. The running power slam and the military press and the hanging suplex are the only things that are of major note in the match. The Mr. Nelson not exactly posing any threat at all to the British Bulldog, who had made his return late in the previous year. So then we move to kind of some talk about going forward with the WrestleMania 7 main event. There is talk, and finally they kind of do an update from the main event. The main event, a Friday night broadcast. I think the last one they did might even be this one in 1991. Sergeant Slaughter is told by Jack Tunney from in the center of the ring that he in fact will be facing Hulk Hogan at the WrestleMania 7 extravaganza for the World Championship, and he is less than happy by any stretch of the imagination with that. The Mountie, otherwise known as Jacques Rougeau, out next and ready to do battle with an enhancement talent. This particular enhancement talent is by the name of, let's see here, I believe Tom King is his name. Wins the match in 1 minute 36 seconds, handcuffing King and assaulting him with a shock stick post the match. Basically, modified choke slam and some punches, kicks, back elbows by the Mountie. Very basic stuff. Mountie, of course, ends up going into a feud with the Big Boss Man in the summer. Really doesn't have much of a feud going here. Boston Garden hype deal there. Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan talking in great detail and great lengths about their upcoming match with Roddy Piper. Basically says Perfect, it does not like wearing a skirt, but is in fact the Perfect Intercontinental Champion. Tugboat is going to be at the Garden, and he's facing off against the Earthquake, basically trying to get that, character over a little bit more in the Tugboat. Still a babyface here in early 1991, although he's not going to be as we go into the summer months, but anyhow, or into the later months in the year, and still endorsed by Hulk Hogan. We go to the Hart Foundation, your tag team champions for a few more months, of course losing the titles at WrestleMania to the Nasty Boys, but here Mr. Fuji's Orient Express, Kato and Pat Tanaka are aggressive here. Some basic shoulder tackles and power moves by Neidhart. Neidhart brings in Kato is on the receiving end of a couple of hard shots and also deep, uh, deep shots and all of everything associated with that. Kick by Bret Hart to the midsection and manages to get things going in a very clear directive there. Back elbow by Bret Hart, and Hart basically taking over for the tag team champions. Inverted atomic drop by Bret Hart also, and does a stomp. Does not go for the sharpshooter mere months before being a singles guy, and the Orient Express misses a Savate kick double team, do not get what they want on that, and then we go to hype for Boston Garden upcoming house show, including a cage match between the former world champion, the Ultimate Warrior, having just lost the championship to Slaughter a few weeks before against the Macho King, Randy Savage. Sensational Sherry also part of that process, and they are talking about being former Intercontinental champions, both former world champions as well, and kind of going at the idea of taking each other out there. A layout return, or the brawl from the main event, as Hacksaw Duggan took on Sergeant Slaughter. Slaughter attacking him with a steel chair post-match and whipping him. Hulk Hogan makes a run-in, and Hulk Hogan makes the save. Hogan promises the Hulkamaniacs that Slaughter and the evils associated with Saddam Hussein will not prevail, and leads the crowd in the Pledge of Allegiance, of all things, going forward in that way. Then we go to, and are not limited to, kind of seeing that next process, and ultimately we get to a tugboat match. Tugboat Thomas, aka Fred Ottman, although the Thomas name had been dropped from the Tugboat's name by that point, I do believe. In any event, Tugboat, of course, still a babyface and managing to do the best he can to uphold the, law, order, and justice, or something such, for fans of his. At the time, we move to, Tugboat beating Joe Turner 133 with a splash. Punches, kicks, shoulder tackles in the corner, nothing major to write home about at any stretch of the imagination there. And of course the big splash by the Tugboat gives him the advantage and sends him home as a happy fellow, as it were, for that run. The debut, I believe, of the Nasty Boys is up next here. Debut of the Nasty Boys on Wrestling Challenge. Nasty Boys, of course, managed by Jimmy Hart against Jesse Knight and Brian Johnson, 157. Sags pins Knight with a flying elbow smash after a running power slam from Knobs. Basically, the Nasty Boys, as one would imagine, just doing a lot of brawling. Big splash in the corner by Knobs at one point, and the enhancement talents don't look the least bit impressive by any stretch. But we will go into the next in our series. We'll be back with more right after this.